Woohoo! Is it time? We are in a week. Yes. Can't get any better. Hello, welcome to Hawks Recap. Game number 6 in the books. Hawks playing the Predators at home in the United Center, and the Hawks win 2-1 in overtime. Little comeback victory, if you will. Big story coming into this game. First time these two teams have played since April of last year during the playoffs when the Predators swept the Hawks in the first round. We try not to remember that, but it was a story coming into this game. Was this revenge for us? Not really. I mean, it's regular season still. It doesn't really erase the pain of the playoffs. Also, both teams kind of shells of their former selves. Hossa not on the ice for the Hawks. Schmaltz out with injury. We don't have Hjalmarsson. Lots of new faces. Boma, Wingels, Franzen, Caro in the lineup. Saad and Sharp back too. Same with the Preds though. They lost Fischer, their captain, in the offseason. He retired. You got Ellis out long-term with injury right now. You have Josie, who was not in the lineup. You have Neal, who went to Vegas in the expansion draft, a big part of their offense. They still have Johansson. They still have Forsberg. They still have Subban. But all in all, there's a lot of different faces for both these teams. Preds even playing a 19-year-old out there. So it's not quite the same two teams. Yeah, you didn't have to wait long for me to answer that question. A little interesting note about this one is during warm-ups or prior to warm-ups, the scoreboard at the United Center actually had like shot totals for both these teams. They had 38 for the Hawks and 34, 35, I can't exactly remember, for the Preds. The game actually ended up having the Preds with 38 shots and the Hawks with 35. So that was kind of weird, kind of interesting that it was that close. I don't know if they just had an algorithm behind it or they just guessed, or I don't know, but it's kind of cool. First and second periods of this one, I wouldn't call it boring because it certainly wasn't boring, but it wasn't very offensive-minded game. It was a 0-0 defensive struggle, which is kind of the way the Preds are built. This is the type of game the Preds play. This is the type of game we always see when the Hawks play the Preds. Preds have a very good top four defense. They didn't have their top four, or all of their top four in this one. But what they do, they're built on defense, and then they have Forsberg and Johansson and some other players who can then transition very quickly out of that defense into their offense and strike from there. They're very much a counterattack type of team. Certainly both teams had their chances, for sure. But Rinne and Crawford in net, both very solid goaltenders, very good goaltenders. At least Rinne is if he isn't playing the Penguins. And they're shutting the doors down on any other opportunities that you might get. There were 11 penalties in the first two periods combined. That doesn't really help the flow of this game. This doesn't help either team really kind of get momentum or get themselves going. Hawks penalty kill unit, very solid once again. I've been very, very pleased with them so far. Hawks power play unit, on the other hand, 0 for 6 in this game. That's like the opposite of solid. That needs to get fixed because the Hawks cannot keep being successful if they do not take advantage of their power plays. The Preds did score a power play goal in this game. About 2 minutes left in the second period. Shot from the point. Kind of gets blocked, deflected in front. Puck comes to the side of the net where Forsberg's stick is waiting, and he is able to tuck it past the outstretched stick of a diving Crawford. Not really much Crawford could do about that one. Kind of at the mercy of puck luck there. Unfortunate. Hawks are down 1-0 going into the third period. Third period starts off pretty much the same as the first two periods in terms of play. About halfway through this third period, and there's not really a whole lot of sign of Chelsea Dager coming anytime soon. And it's becoming apparent through this game, most of this game, and the previous couple games that this offense really needs Schmaltz in the lineup. We have to kind of adjust our centers basically up a line each without him there. Tanner Carroll playing on the second line. He is not a second line center. He's done a very, very solid job this year, I thought, at that fourth line center. He's done a really good job in that role, that two-way role, but he's not the second-line center that we need for this offense to really be dangerous. Anisimov, slow start so far to the year, not really exciting me at this moment. Schmaltz he just takes this offense to another gear, another speed, another level of being threatening. And so without him in the lineup, not even sure if we can really score a goal here and tie this game up. Little under 5 minutes to play. Hawks have the puck in their offensive zone. Hartman is kind of tangled up with Irwin. I'm sure you've seen the replay. And Hartman kind of gets Irwin's stick and tosses it to the corner. Puck finds Sharp in the slot. Irwin can't really defend because he doesn't have a stick. And Sharp is able to bury the backhand shot past Rene and ties this game up. And this game very much changes on that note. Should Hartman have gotten called for a penalty there? Yeah, probably. That was kind of an illegal thing for him to do. However, refs don't always see everything. Sometimes they just don't have a great angle on something. Now, there wasn't really a whole lot of obstruction for the refs to really see that. But, who knows? Maybe they're looking elsewhere. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't see it at all. Maybe they're just stuck in playoff mode with these two teams and just aren't going to call anything. There were a lot of missed calls in this game, at least I thought, for both teams. It wasn't really the cleanest game for the refs. They called a lot of penalties, but they also missed a lot too. Long story short, I'm not apologizing for it. With the way the refs are calling games this year and the struggles that the Hawks offense have had over the past couple of games, I will take any help we can get. 1-1, we're going to overtime. Now, the Preds are very much built around their defense. They are a team that's built to succeed in the playoffs if they make it there. They are not a team built for 3-on-3 overtime. That became pretty apparent as the Hawks pretty much spent the entire overtime with possession of the puck and most of that time in the Preds zone. Saad comes on the ice as fresh legs for Taze. Keith gets him the puck. He dishes it over to Kane. He has some space on the right-hand side. Saad breaks towards the far post, and Kane sends a laser of a pass through some legs and an easy tap in for Saad. Pecorino had zero chance on that one. And the Hawks somehow steal this game, get the 2 points, and we're left with one final Chelsea dagger to end this game. And with that, the Hawks have gotten 9 points in their first 6 games, all 6 of those games coming against teams who were in the playoffs last year. And with how much we kind of are concerned with the offense struggling, the power play struggling, that's still a very, very solid start, and there's positives to take away from that. Hawks have a couple days off now to refresh and recuperate before going to St. Louis to play the rival Blues. Hopefully this time off gives Schmaltz enough time to get back to 100%, get back into that lineup. We're definitely going to need him against the Blues, a team that we don't really like a whole lot. A team that, although not as unlikable as in years past with player personnel, I mean, you certainly can't hate Tarasenko. Nobody can hate him. But definitely not a team we want to lose to. If there's any team we're all right with losing to, it's not that team. So, big game coming up for sure. Thanks for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I guarantee you I will read them. I read all of them. I don't really get all that many, but still a guarantee. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever. Stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.